Hi everyone, my name's Conor, and I'm here from PWC to talk to you about the future of work. Over the next 5 minutes, I'm going to be introducing some key trends that are influencing how we work and offer some insight into how those trends may evolve over time. Throughout my presentation, you'll be seeing slides like this one from the movie Her, featuring movies that I love, and also movies that I believe offer an interesting perspective on how work gets done in the future. Now, the future of work. When people think about the future of work, they often focus on technology. They'll ask, what influence will automation and artificial intelligence or blockchain or VR or drones have on what I do, where I do it, and who I do it with? Now, while this is a logical starting point, the reality of how things are changing is much more complicated, drawing on a variety of trends across social, economic, environmental, and value-based dimensions. They're all coming together to redefine how we work, live, and play. These 5 trends listed on this slide are the mega trends that are reshaping our society, work included. Technology, changing demographics, rapid urbanization, resource scarcity and climate change, and most recently, the health crisis, COVID-19. Now, I don't think we'd have to stretch our minds very far to imagine a world where AR and VR allow employees to collaborate across great distances, where automation and robotics aid us by taking repetitive tasks off our plate, where AI and analytics give us deeper, faster, better, stronger insights than we have today. Technology gives us so many things. It raises productivity, living standards, and average lifespan. It improves our lives on a daily basis. It allows us to engage in conferences like this one. It also brings with it, though, the threat of social unrest and political upheaval if economic advantages are not shared equitably. Think about companies like the all too frequently cited Uber, worth $60 billion with only 20,000 employees, not the most effective distribution of wealth. And while I won't pretend to have an answer to this, I do love Bill Gates' idea of tax the robots, like Chappie. But as I said, it's not just technology that's driving change, right? Demographics are shifting. This is also playing a role. A new generation has arrived and mixing young employees with old employees. So when you look around the globe, with very few exceptions, the world population is aging. And our longer lifespan is impacting things like business models, like career trajectories, healthcare, and pension costs. Older workers will need to learn new skills. They'll need to work for longer. So retooling will become the norm. Companies like PWC, as with many other organizations, have initiatives already that directly address this challenge. We offer intensive programs to candidates from across the company at all levels in all fields to retrain them in things like automation, analytics, and design over the course of a year. They then get to apply those skills to real client problems. Programs like this are critical to help employees stay aligned to the needs of the market, stay relevant as they age, and to grow their skills and interests. By 2030, the UN projects that 5 billion people live in cities. And already, many of the world's biggest cities have GDPs larger than mid-sized countries. So in the future, cities will have an important role to play as agents for job creation. But here's the thing about jobs in the city. They're city jobs. They're not scaled agriculture operations or heavy industry, at least not how it's currently conceived, which to me gives way to this image of the city as a consumer and the surrounding areas and global supply chains as producers, which kind of reminded me of Hunger Games, with District 1 being rich elites and then all the surrounding poorer districts just funneling resources and food towards that central node, which I don't think is a great future to work towards. So maybe it's something we should be conscious of as we reimagine what the future of work looks like. Now, demand for energy and water is also forecast to increase over the next 10 or so years, as much as 50% by 2030, which means new types of jobs in alternative energy, new engineering processes, product design, waste management, and reuse will all need to be created in order to deal with this changing climate and the limited resources that are going to start to manifest. Traditional energy industries and the millions of people employed by them will see rapid restructuring. So think Alberta, which prior to COVID-19 was projecting 25% unemployment for 2021. Climate change is also driving change in employee values. So it's not just about getting a paycheck anymore. Younger employees are seeking a higher purpose and meaning in the jobs that they select. Increasingly, this means taking on a social or an environmental cause that aligns more with personal values. And finally, we come to COVID-19. Now, over the past 3 months, COVID has completely redefined every aspect of our lives, including work. For those of us who are working through the crisis, I believe we've realized that you don't need the four walls of an office to be productive. We found ways to cope, to work from home, to run a conference from home, even to run the country from home. But this comes with a price, and that price is work-life balance. And while this struggle has existed before COVID-19, it has become more apparent recently, the line more blurred. I see this on my daily video conferences with colleagues and their dogs and their kids and their unkempt homes on full display for me and everyone else in the office to see. Now, the typical blue-suited consultant instead sports a beard, a hat, a hoodie, looking like you caught him on a Sunday afternoon. So what does this mean as things start back up, right? What will we carry with us as we go back to the office? Will we go back? How frequently will we go back? What will our commutes look like? Will public transit still be a thing? What about handshakes? What happens to open concept offices? What happens to all the real estate that's right now being held with companies around the world that they will no longer use if their employees are going to be remoting in? So, to recap, these are the drivers that are changing the way we work. Technological breakthroughs, demographic shifts, rapid urbanization, resource scarcity and climate change, and COVID-19. And although it seems like there's a lot of challenge embedded in those trends that are ahead of us, I believe that the future of the work is bright. Because even if we face robots or climate change or GTA that has been subdivided into districts like in Hunger Games, we as people are creative. We can find new ways to do things. So if there's something about work that sucks or could be better or needs fixing, I say try to fix it. Propose a solution. Build something. If your bosses don't listen, leave if you care enough about it. Start your own thing. Run your own shop how you want to run it if you're so inclined. In short, the future of work is up to us to define. How do you want to work? I, for one, want my work to be meaningful, flexible, inclusive, and collaborative. And what I hope I conveyed during my talk, more fun. Thank you.